You've probably heard of the term Soulslike by now. It's a genre that's been steadily growing, capturing the hearts and testing the patience of gamers all over the world. The explosion of Elden Ring really catapulted these kinds of games into the mainstream. It brought a whole new wave of adventurers to experiences that can feel, well, a little intense at first. For those of us who've been traversing these treacherous landscapes for a while, it's easy to forget just how daunting and, dare I say, intimidating these games can be when you're starting out. But we also remember that incredible feeling when it finally clicks. That moment of understanding, of triumph against overwhelming odds. That's why I wanted to make this video, for all of you who are just beginning your Souls or Souls-like journey, to offer a guiding hand, some friendly advice that will serve you well across pretty much any game in this genre. So take a deep breath and let's dive in. The point of this video is simple: to help you, the newcomer, find your footing in the often unforgiving world of Souls and Souls-like games. Alright, let's get into the tips. Tip number 1. Don't be afraid to do a little extracurricular learning. Look, Souls-like games are intentionally obtuse. They don't always hold your hand and explain every little detail. While this has become slightly less the case in more recent titles, if you've never played one before, it can feel like you've been dropped into a foreign country without a phrasebook. The fact that you're watching this video is a fantastic first step. Seriously, don't feel bad about doing a little research outside of the game. Watch other people play, see how they approach combat, how they explore. Look up builds to get an idea of how different stats and equipment can synergize. And hey, if you're truly stuck, there's absolutely no shame in glancing at a walkthrough to get past a particularly frustrating section. The goal is to learn and enjoy the game, however you get there. Tip number 2, and this is a big one: be patient and accept death. In most games, dying is a rare occurrence, a sign that something went horribly wrong. In Souls-like games, death is part of the curriculum. It's practically a core mechanic. Embrace it. Try to analyze what led you to your demise. Was it a mistimed dodge? Did you get greedy with your attacks? Did you aggro too many enemies? Each death is a learning opportunity. And most importantly, don't get tilted. It's easy to get frustrated, but try to approach each death with a fresh perspective. What can I do differently this time? Tip number 3. These games will throw a ton of weapons at you. Swords, axes, hammers, spears, whips. The arsenal can be overwhelming. It's tempting to want to try them all, and you absolutely should on subsequent playthroughs. But when you're just starting out, find one weapon that feels good in your hands, one whose moveset clicks with you. Get good with it. Learn its range, its attack speed, its strengths, its weaknesses. Then, focus your precious upgrade resources and stat investments on making that weapon as powerful as possible. Once you're more familiar with the genre's rhythms, feel free to experiment more. But in the beginning, find what works and use it to your advantage. Building directly off the last point, tip number 4, pay close attention to the stats of your chosen weapon and only level up the corresponding attributes. All Souls-like games have some variation of strength, dexterity, stamina, health, and usually some form of magic or faith-based stats that govern spellcasting. Don't spread your level ups thin. Pick a build that complements your preferred weapon. Like big, slow swords, focus on strength, stamina for more attacks and better blocking, and health to survive more hits. Prefer fast daggers? Dexterity, stamina, and health are your friends. Want to stand back and sling spells? Less focus on melee stats, more on intelligence or faith, and maybe attunement to increase your spell slots. Get what I'm saying? In Souls-like games, being intentional with your stat distribution is crucial for survival in the later stages. You can't really dabble across the entire skill tree like in most RPGs. Tip number 5. Embrace the art of tactical engagement. It's easy to get overwhelmed by groups of enemies, and these games often punish recklessness severely. So try to approach fights smartly. These games usually give you tools to pull enemies one at a time, things like throwing stones or simply backing away to isolate a single foe. If you do find yourself facing multiple enemies, look for opportunities in the environment to create separation, even if it's just ducking behind cover for a moment to focus on one enemy at a time. One-on-one is almost always preferable to a chaotic mob fight when you're starting out. Tip number 6, and this one was a game changer for me when I was first starting out with these games. Once you've thoroughly explored an area and collected all the items that it has to offer, you can absolutely just run past the enemies. Seriously, if you're trying to get back to a boss or you've already cleared out an area and just want to progress, don't feel obligated to fight every single enemy again. This was particularly helpful for me in Bloodborne's early areas, like that first brutal street in Yharnam. Sometimes the smartest move is just to sprint to your objective. And finally, tip number 7, don't listen to the gatekeepers. These games are challenging, yes, but they also provide you with various tools to help you conquer them. One of those invaluable tools is summoning help from other players or NPCs. Sure, there can be a certain satisfaction in soloing a tough boss after countless attempts, and that's totally valid. But it's also a ton of fun and completely legitimate to team up with a friend or an NPC summon to overcome a particularly difficult obstacle. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're cheating by using the game's built-in mechanics. The goal is to experience and conquer the game in a way that's enjoyable for you. At the end of the day, these games are all about learning, experimenting, and above all, persevering. There will be moments of frustration, moments where you feel like you're hitting a brick wall. But if you keep trying, if you keep learning from your mistakes, and if you stick with it, I have absolute faith that you'll eventually get the hang of them. You'll become the Elden Lord, the Lord of Cinder, the true servant of the Umbral God, or whatever epic title awaits you in your chosen game. And trust me, that feeling of accomplishment is unlike anything else. Now I'm sure there are plenty more tips I could share, but I think that's a solid foundation for this video. If you enjoyed this, or if it helped you on your Souls-like journey, please leave a comment down below and let me know. I'd love to hear your experiences. That's all for now. I will catch you in the next video.